Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share how I made this super moist and delicious pina colada cake. Pina colada is a combination of pineapple and coconut, and mine is made based on fruit, which is perfect for birthday celebrations. I made this for my niece's birthday. If you want to know how I made this, keep watching. These are some of the ingredients I'm going to use. The key ingredient here is that whole pineapple and some flour and coconut. First, prepare your baking tin and keep aside. You grease it and then dust it with some flour. Ensure the whole tin is covered with oil and flour so that your cake won't stick on the baking tin. Put some parchment paper, or if you don't have, just leave it like that. And measure your flour before adding it and make sure it's well level. If you don't have a weighing scale, add the flour into measuring cup little by little to loosen up the flour. Then of course we have to sift our flour. We're going to use 3 cups all-purpose flour. Scoop the flour with a spatula loosely like that, then level it. I'm adding in baking powder, and I will leave all the ingredients and their exact measurements in the description box. Once you're done, just mix them a little bit. Thereafter, I'm going to cream the margarine using the hand mixer. The margarine is on room temperature. You can use any wooden spatula if you don't have a hand mixer, or even the silicone one, and cream it until it's a bit light. Then add your sugar and continue creaming it for the sugar to mix well. Guys, if it's your first time on my channel, you're welcome and feel free. And if you find this kind of content useful, kindly consider subscribing, like this video, and watch the video up to the end. I'm going to crack in my egg. It's advisable to crack your eggs in a separate bowl, one at a time, before adding it to your batter. Suppose one of the eggs is spoiled, you will know and save the rest instead of ruining everything. And this is very important. Then adding the eggs one at a time in my mixing bowl and beat it in. We're going to cream this until it's frothy, light and pale in color. Once done, I'm going to add my flavors in. You're baking pina colada cake, so you'll have to add some pineapple flavor essence and coconut to give it that taste of pineapple and coconut. Give it a good mix to mix well with the batter. At this point, preheat your oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. Add in your sifted flour mixed with the baking powder. Add it bit by bit, then fold it using a spatula. Fold it in gently on a slow motion. We will increase the speed later once all the flour and milk has gone in. And then add in milk gradually and continue folding it gently. This is on a slow motion. This will continue until all the flour and milk has been incorporated. Adding in the flour and adding in the milk and folding it in. Mix everything together until the batter is smooth and soft, not so runny and not so thick. I hope you've noticed I'm folding it going one direction on a circular motion. Once everything has gone in, you'll increase your speed and now fold it at a high speed. At this point, you can as well use hand mixer to mix it. And once the batter is ready, you will also feel the weight in your hands. You'll feel it's lighter. I'm adding in desiccated coconut and fold it in. And my batter is ready. I'm going to transfer it in my baking tin lined with parchment paper. And I will bake it under my preheated oven over 180 degrees Celsius for 45 to 50 minutes. These are thick batter, so definitely needs spread. So shake it and tap it down to spread. Then take it to your oven. Close the oven door gently, don't bang it. And my cake has been in and out of the oven. And to know when your cake is well baked inside, insert a skewer. If it has come out clear, then the cake is well cooked. Let the cake rest for like 5 minutes in a baking tin before transferring it in a cooling wire. And we let it cool completely before frosting. I made another cake out of the camera because I wanted a layered cake. And I only have one tin, so I had to do another one. While my cake is cooling down, I'm going to prep the pineapple fillings. And this is the crushed pineapple. I'm going to drop it in my saucepan, adding some little water and some sugar. Then I'll let it simmer over medium heat as I stir it continuously. Mix 1 tablespoon of corn flour with water and add it into your fillings. Give it a stir and let it simmer until the water evaporates. Adding some color, I like give it a beautiful color, that is optional. And then I'm going to add the pineapple essence flavor. Give it a good mix, and at this point the pineapple filling is ready. Now we have here our pineapple jam ready. I'm going to leave it aside to cool. As I prep the cake has cooled well. I'll trim this part to shape it. I want it to be well aligned. I will use the serrated knife to trim it off. Ensure it's well aligned, and like I said, I'm making layer cake. Brush off the crumbs, then I'm going to slice it at the center. Ensure you get the center and it be well aligned. At least it should be on the same level. Be a little bit gentle. And here we have a well trimmed cake. It's well aligned, you can see. And this one has not much work. I'm just going to trim the crust to level the cake. It's time to make whipped cream for decoration. I like to use ice cold bowl and a cold whipped cream. This way your whipped cream will beat up so fast even if you're using whisk. I will whip it until it's stiff and stable. Start with a low speed, then increase the speed later as it peaks. The whipped cream has thickened and it has increased in volume as well. Scrape it all the way down, and at this point increase the speed and whip it until it's stiff and stable. You can see it's well done and the cream is now stiff. It's ready. This is how it should look. Even if you shake it, it's not shaken. It's very stable. Fill the piping bag with the whipped cream. Now we want to start frosting. Apply some small amount of whipped cream on the cake board to hold the cake while on frosting process so that it will not be shaken. Brush off all the crumbs on top of the cake. Then apply generous amount of frosting on cake layer. Guys, if you haven't liked this video up to this point, what are you still waiting for? Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't, and watch the video up to the end. Then spread it evenly and make sure it's well level. Then pipe a ring of frosting around the edges, and this will help keep the pineapple filling on the inside. Next, take your spatula and add in generous amount of pineapple jam and spread it. Spread it evenly at the center of the cake. Don't spread it out of the border. Place another cake layer on top of the frosting, and we are going to continue with the piping the frosting generously. Then spread it out, and this will continue until all the cake layers are frosted. peppering or frosting, then add in your pineapple fillings and spread it evenly. I'm going to place my last cake layer. Ensure it's well aligned. Next, I'm going to apply a crumb coat layer. This is a thin layer which will seal in all the crumbs. And using a palette knife, I'm going to spread it evenly to cover the crumbs. Guys, I hope at this point you've given me a thumbs up. And if you're new in this channel and you like what you're seeing, consider subscribing. Click the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And feel free to comment in the comment section below. Watch the video up to the end so you don't miss each and every step. Thank you. Scraped off the excess frosting. After this, I'm going to take it to the refrigerator for 30 minutes to allow this frosting to settle on the outside before applying the final frosting. Meanwhile, I'm going to fill in this piping bag with some frosting, and I have a nozzle there. This one I'm going to use for creating some rosette, and it's been 30 minutes, and I'm going now to add generous amount of frosting. This is my final frosting, and using a palette knife, I'm going to smoothen it. I'll spread the frosting evenly to cover the cake completely. Then I'll smoothen it, taking my palette knife all round to ensure it's well level. And then I will level up the top. And give it a final touch by smoothing the frosting. Next, I'm going to garnish the sides of the cake with desiccated coconut. This is roasted desiccated coconut. To make this, just spread your desiccated coconut in a baking tray and put it in your heated oven for about 2 minutes. Don't let it burn. You can as well toast it in your pan, and you have the toasted desiccated coconut. Brush off the excess desiccated coconut from the cake board, and let's finish garnishing our cake with some rosette on top. This is a birthday cake for my niece, and of course, we need to give it some life. I will top it with some chocolate sprinkle to add color in it. And of course, we did the pina colada cake, and we'll have to top it with some pineapple wedges. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. Look at it, it's pretty and it's super moist inside. I love how it has turned out. Pina colada cake is perfect for birthdays, celebrations, or any special occasions. Happy birthday, Belinda, aka Abeli Mama Gugu, and the birthday girl is there and very happy. It was nice having you around. See you in my next. Bye bye.